The beginning of rush hour turned into a rush to save a man's life.
Okay, they're packing hose. He's 11, copy, go to rehab, jet clear.
But his father's right over there.
I looked up and saw smoke, so I knew that there was a fire and the fire department was here.
Mike Ward was driving down Taylor Road. He swerved onto Bugle Drive and raced towards the burning house.
And grabbed a 2x4 out of my truck, and jumped and started busting windows out, and I heard, some people inside screaming, "Help, help."
The cries continued.
Have ladder 12.
I knew somebody was going to die if I didn't do nothing.
Ward, now getting help from Chesapeake officers, couldn't figure out where they were coming from.
Yeah, I heard the male say, "Help, help, help."
The smoke was so heavy.
I got to the back door, went in 15 foot, and I heard it, but I couldn't breathe, so I just kept popping windows out, hoping somebody would run that way.
But in the end, Ward had no choice but to give up.
I feel guilty, man. I heard a guy clearly screaming. I busted the windows out, went in the house, and smoke was so much.
A helpless feeling for Ward.
Oh my God.
But an even more helpless feeling for the man's family. Neighbors say he lived in the home with his 2 children. He was the only one there at the time. And as investigators search for what caused the loss, a good Samaritan knows how much of a loss it is.
That had to happen, man. That sucks, man. 2 kids. I have 2.
Police responded with a tactical team to get the man to come out.
People going down, they had these, shotguns and things out. And I said, the army is out here. Let's back up, y'all, come on.
Police and neighbors say he's a community services board patient who apparently had not taken his medication. He came out of the house about 2 hours after police arrived, then tried to run, shot down with beanbags.
What, never seen nothing like this around here like that. I love CSI and all that kind of stuff, but they never think I'll be a part of it.
Alice Chapman was sitting nearby on the porch.
I'm still trembling, but it was just a pow, pow, pow.
Still uneasy after watching it all unfold.
He had a fake gun targeting him, and the police tried to get him to, put the gun down. And being that he didn't put the gun down, that's when they had to move in with enforcement.
Police found not 1 but 2 toy guns on the man and took him to a local hospital for an evaluation.
Hi, how are you?
Call it rush hour.
6 hard. Go 6 on that break, please. So you should have 4 goat cheese patties all day, right?
Inside Burton's Grill in Virginia Beach.
It's really busy.
Here, there's no lack of spirit.
Pam, did you know it would be this interesting?
The Thursday crowd
It's a side of risotto, and then the key lime pie goes with it.
not only brought in the regulars,
And your cheeseburger.
but a few new faces.
You knew all you had to do was turn me loose.
And we only have reservations to go through till 8:45.
How you looking on that medium chili lime special?
The only thing that's more important than what's on the menu is the reason why people are here.
And I know that every American felt that day that it was a huge loss.
Well, they're a huge part of our community, as the military is.
Tonight is a night reserved to remember the fallen SEALs.
This is a worthy cause and something that we should come down here for. Everybody should support something like this.
Went for all crab soup.
Ladies, are we doing all right?
Here you'll find plenty of mouths to feed,
Sorry about that. Here.
not to mention thirst to quench.
That's what I would.
And at the end of the night,
I'll be able to take good care of you. As long as you spend big for the Navy SEAL Foundation tonight.
no matter what the tab,
It's such a good cause.
it all goes to the families left behind.
Knowing that we're donating 100%, I have people that are matching, that they're going to donate as well. I mean, it's just amazing.
It's not important what's in the dish. More so, a way of providing a recipe of comfort.
This is what it's all about, making it worthy. And it is freezing out here tonight.
Let's go Greyhounds!
The first Friday in November.
Yeah!
And Mother Nature is showing her teeth.
Oh, man!
The action on the field is high. In the stands, not so much.
I got this leather coat on, got me a jacket under here, got my throat cover. I'm good to go.
It's Lake Taylor taking on Norcom.
Let's go Greyhounds!
Here, the focus is on the game.
They got to concentrate now.
And not what's happening with the weather.
Well, I'm glad the game tonight.
The score is rising, and so are the chances of area flooding. Many places around Hampton Roads, like here in Portsmouth, find themselves dry 1 minute, and then within a flash, the tides come up and they're underwater. We're told, though, tomorrow morning, come high tide, will be even worse. Friday, Norfolk's Hague had no defense for the rising water, and this is only the beginning of the rush.
Cause Lord, I can't deal with that flood.
Back at Lake Taylor, some things are easy to root for. Wind, rain, and chilly temps are not any of those things.
They formidable.
Since Mother Nature is so hard to tackle,
I don't like cold weather.
it might be a weekend to stay indoors.
Well, I'm off this weekend, so that worked out perfect.
They could be coming. No, not the cars. The cameras. To take pictures when Norfolk drivers run red lights.
Even if you get caught in a red light, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a ticket. Police review the photos before issuing any fines. But just to be safe, make sure you hit the brakes.
Chesapeake, Newport News, and Virginia Beach already have the photo-safe systems. The cameras only take pictures of vehicles that enter the intersections after the light is red. It's a small change, but drivers in Virginia Beach notice.
I know that they're there, so yes, you're going to make sure that you stop.
When I see the red light cameras, I just if it's yellow, I'll usually just stop. I don't even chance running it or anything.
Violators get a $50 ticket. Some drivers in Norfolk say it won't change their habits.
No, not at all. Usually I'm pretty safe, as far as driving goes.
I think they're just money makers for the cities and states.
The photo enforcement system claims to reduce the number of crashes by 40% at monitored intersections. If the state approves Norfolk's request, 16 cameras could be installed in 8 intersections across the city.
I just don't think cameras should be everywhere.
I think it's worth it.
Nowadays,
where else can you camp out and have this much fun?
Black Friday,
they'll have some good deals in there today.
Actually starts on Wait a While Wednesday.
I got out here yesterday afternoon at 2:30.
Joe Rice is literally front row Joe.
Yeah, I'm going to be first in line. I'm going to get what I want.
Rice and his son Hunter will lead the way when the doors open, though it feels like it's taking forever.
To be honest, I didn't realize that the amount of time that we were going to wait was going to feel that long, and it did.
For many, Thanksgiving meal was carry-out only.
We have family that we couldn't be with, so they came to us.
The object of the game here is to get the best deal.
Everyone's out here for the TV.
They have a pretty good deal on a 42-inch flat panel.
Though the wait at times can be chilly, if you cut, you'll find yourself in the line of fire.
Miss, please don't talk to me. Go there. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We've been here since 3 o'clock. I don't want no one to be in front of me. Whatever happens behind me is a totally different world.
Though John Morris isn't first in line,
now everybody's gonna be asking, John, what was in that damn cup?
You betcha he's having fun.
Mojito.
Yes, the waiting is to get the best deals.
Yeah, I've had all kinds of people, tell me how crazy I am and give me the funny looks, but when I'm the guy walking out with that first TV, they're gonna change their tune.
But it gives some families an early Christmas present.
It's a memory that you're probably gonna hold on to for a long time. You're gonna remember, man, I remember the first time me and my dad went out to Black Friday and we sat out there overnight, how cold it was and all the stuff we saw and the things we got. That's a story you'll tell your kids.
Music just has a way of bringing everybody together.
Some say you can hear it
all around you. You just have to listen.
Music is making things better again.
Music fills the air.
Let's go ahead and get started.
But at Thalia Trinity Church in Virginia Beach, the melody is a bit more noticeable.
Pray to me, pray for me, breathe, go, and. Together, and
meet Donald Crudup.
Every American heart.
Although his technique to some may seem
Who's doing descant?
a bit different.
Okay, go ahead and wail. I'll be the first to tell you to shut up. 1, 2, and breathe, and.
But his conducting is spot on.
2, 3, 2, off, and.
And that's why for the last 3 years, he has snapped,
We're gone, I'd work.
counted, and led the Virginia Beach Chorale. For them,
So honk that a little bit more.
music is more than just notes on a page or a simple pitch.
And even though it's soft, that doesn't mean cut back on the articulation. I want to hear the prayer.
It's meant a way for me to fulfill my life.
That's why they remember so well the day the music stopped.
We're not sure exactly what happened, but it was another explosion on the far side of one of the buildings from where we're standing.
You remember how frightened everybody was.
As I saw on TV, the second plane, of course, immediately concluded this was not an accident. Something big was happening.
It appears that an aircraft of some sort did hit the side of the Pentagon.
The plane hit the Pentagon. I started to get very worried. Of course, immediately all you can think is, who is it that I know?
Thousands of people that lost their lives in an instant.
It was a sight that stuck with them like a bad note.
And it was just really unbelievable. In some ways, even now, it's hard to imagine that all of that happened.
But now, 10 years later, this group has a chance to honor those lost with the best way they know how. Through song.
And our performance of Let Freedom Ring, 9/11, 10 years later, is a concert and a program that is to both commemorate and to celebrate.
On Sunday, the chorale will perform with the Tidewater Symphony for the first time.
We have the music and we have the words, and it just combines to make an incredibly powerful message.
Sometimes the hardest thing for something like this where there's such emotion is to hope that you're going to be able to do it without crying.
And that's why the chorale is putting in the extra work.
Diction, focus, breath control, whole 9 yards. Don't be sloppy with it just because we know it.
Because if anyone knows the healing powers of music,
Can say things and express things that words cannot.
it's them.
But the music goes again. And the music will continue to go.
The action in the water
Water action when they jump in there.
can get hot and heavy.
Go on. Go on. Jump.
So heavy,
Look at that. Look how fast he's swimming.
it's enough to keep lifeguards on edge.
We try to get the distressed swimmers before they do become active victims.
He's getting tired.
At times, it can become a competition.
I put two girls through AAU swimming.
I think Morgan's got to work on her form.
But on this day,
A reminder that the pool is for dogs only today.
it's hard to judge who's got the best stroke.
Yeah, but they all do the same one, the dog paddle.
Only one day a year
Hi. Are you having fun?
can dogs take a dip at the Norfolk Fitness and Wellness Center. And it's some doggone fun.
Our dog is 2 years old. This is the best 45 minutes annually of his life.
It's a lot of fun. It's highly entertaining to watch all the dogs out here.
There's nothing like watching 2-year-old Alex fetch or 10-year-old Casey slowly motor.
Yeah, he looks like a polar bear. He's so slow.
That's a boy. Come on, over here.
At this pool,
Over here. Come on.
speed
You can do it.
isn't important.
Wow.
Oh, look at that. Look how fast they
And diving at either end is a must.
Go get it. They'll be tired when we go home. They're having a blast.
But as always, safety comes first and foremost.
A life is a life, and we're here to save it.
In some cases, flotation devices are worn, and in most cases, floating objects in the pool become worn out. It's a day they've been itching for.
She loves the water. She sees water, it's over. Unless it's a bath.
Here, every dog did have his day.
This is like heaven to him. It's like heaven to all these dogs.
If you want to learn about fishing, you come to me.
At Atlantic Bait and Tackle,
This cooler has blue crabs in it.
Tony Baumhauer
Blue crabs are used primarily as tautog bait.
knows how easy it is
You could fish all of your life and not even learn half.
to feel like a fish out of water.
Am I tall, short? Do I want a long rod? Do I want a short rod?
It's a tough sport to tackle.
Some are for trout, some are for spade fish, some are for puppy drums.
Sounds a bit fishy, right?
Oh yeah. Then you have freshwater and you have saltwater.
But in this ocean of lures,
Could be live bait, could be artificial bait.
you'll find a sea of ways to hook the big one. No one knows that better
Yeah, the adventure definitely.
than these three friends. On this boat, you'll find no rod, no reel, or no lure.
So I can stand here and throw a rod, but if the fish are hungry, they'll hit it. It doesn't matter if I'm spearfishing. I'm gonna go get them.
Notice your gun is quite larger than the other two.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, we're neutral. Go for it.
The Chesapeake Bay, murky water and all, might not seem to be the ideal place to spearfish. But these bottom dwellers beg to differ.
I've had my fair share of experiences where very large animals run into me in low vis.
What might seem at times like shooting fish in a barrel
But yeah, hunting around here is definitely a challenge.
And we dive all over the world in search of the biggest, coolest fish.
actually happens as far down as 100 feet.
It's you against the fish.
Once you drop down under the water, everything's totally different. It's a lot of chaos up on the surface, but it's a lot more peaceful down below.
Sometimes the visibility offshore can just get, 60 plus feet. It's amazing.
And they're doing all of this on only one breath.
When you take down your prey, there's a fight, and you got one breath of air to do it.
You just kind of have to be at peace with a lot of the unknown, I think.
Some might say these guys and gal are a little off, if you know what I mean.
Some people, though, might say you're crazy.
Yeah, and you can say that, but it keeps me, it keeps things exciting, keeps life moving, and I enjoy it.
No, we're about as rare as chicken's teeth.
Let them say what they want. It's fun.
No better example of that than Kelsey Albert, considered one of the world's best.
The vaporage total.
There's no chance for a snag in her line, but getting off the boat,
That's a wedgie from hell.
that's a different story. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement.
Did you get that? That was hilarious.
One after another, fish after fish, soon to end up on the dinner table, except one.
Yeah, I call him the Big Daddy. There's a giant barracuda around here, and he's being shy today.
Big Daddy continues to be the big winner. But Reyes Rena plans to turn the page on this fish's tale.
He's a pretty big fish, and my goal is to take him down.
Of course, with the reward
There's definitely a meat going on the table at the end of the day.
comes some risks.
I've had sharks come up on me, and I've bumped into sharks before.
It's spooky.
Their education is found in schools of fish.
I'm learning more and more every time I come out.
But while most people wouldn't dare to step off the boat, a day on the water for these fishermen usually is spent below it.
For a moment in time, you're actually with another species.
Driving a car is a big responsibility.
Watch out for crashes there.
4,000 pounds of metal not to be taken lightly.
Everybody else, like I said, looks good. Crashes in Virginia Beach.
It's why it takes 40 hours behind the wheel before a Virginia driver can get a license. But it takes a mere 30 minutes behind a computer for a concealed weapons permit.
It's my right, and if I don't practice my right, who will?
Gregory Starr's packed heat for years.
Bullseye.
Coming to the range, a hobby.
It's a great stress reliever. It's better than drinking a beer.
It's also where he learned to shoot.
I'll go for the head 15 times.
Before getting his concealed weapons permit.
Bullseye.
Getting a concealed weapons permit through Superior Guns and Pawn requires time at the range. But with a change in Virginia law,
VAguntraining.com.
Online gun training is now accessible, affordable, and acceptable.
Is offering an online class that meets the requirements of the courts in Virginia.
No actual firing experience needed. 10 on your side show the Portsmouth Sheriff's Department, the multiple sites now offering online gun training.
This is a recipe for disaster for a person who gets a weapon.
Paperwork plus a background check is still required for all permits as usual. The applications go through each county's clerk of courts, but the clerk of court's office does not have a way to tell who trained online or at the range.
It's not the way it ought to be done. It's going to get somebody hurt. When you pull that trigger and that bullet leaves that muzzle, that bullet has no conscience. If you miss your target, if you shoot sporadically, some innocent person could die very quickly.
Off on the target, but off left.
Starr says it took him 5 years to learn how to shoot this well. And our cameras shooting him during practice didn't help.
I did this with a camera on me, and I was shaking. You can imagine how you shake if someone is in a situation that you are really scared. You have to practice.